In this video, I'm going to be going over all of the muscles in the arm. We're going to go over the labels and how to study the forearm muscles so you can better retain them, because a lot of students have trouble memorizing these muscles. So I'm going to help you with that. So before I get into the labeling, I want you to understand that the action muscles have is that they pull. So all the muscles in the anterior portion of the forearm, they pull the forearm into the flexed position. And all the muscles on the posterior side, they pull the muscles into the extended position. So all of these muscles are going to be flexor muscles, and all of these muscles are going to be extensor muscles. So let's get started with the labeling. I'm actually going to start labeling the forearm first and all the muscles. So let's begin with the anterior view, which is this view right here. And like I said, all of these muscles in the anterior view, they're flexor muscles. They pull the arm up in the flexed position. So I'm going to start with the brachioradialis, which is this muscle right here. Then we have the pronator teres, which is this muscle right here. Then we have the palmaris longus. Okay, I'm going to begin with the brachioradialis, which is this muscle right here. The pronator teres, which is this muscle right here. This muscle right here is the flexor carpi radialis muscle, okay? So I know that because it's on the flexor side. It's going towards the thumb, and this is where the radius bone is. So the radius bone is down here. So flexor carpi, it's attached to the carpals of the hip. Okay. Then we have the flexor carpi radialis muscle, which is this one right here. So don't just memorize this muscle. Make sure you can actually identify it and understand this muscle. So it's on the flexor side. So we know it's a flexor muscle. It's attached to the carpals right here. And it's going towards the thumb side where the radius is. So it's flexor carpi radialis. This muscle right here, this one is the palmaris longus. It's going to the palm. Then this muscle right here, I'm going to have to rotate the arm. So this muscle right here, this is the flexor carpi ulnaris. So this is a flexor muscle. So it helps pull the arm in a flexed position. It's being attached to the carpals. And it's towards the pinky side where the ulna is. So it's flexor carpi ulnaris. Then now we're on the posterior view of the forearm. So we're going into our extensor muscles. So this muscle right here is going to be extensor carpi ulnaris. So make sure you can distinguish between flexor carpi ulnaris and extensor carpi ulnaris. All right. Then our next muscle. This is extensor digitorum. And it's an extensor muscle because it's on the posterior view of the arm, or posterior side. And it's going towards the digits. So, extensor digitorum. Okay. Then we have this muscle right here. This is extensor carpi radialis brevis. So, it's an extensor muscle. It's being attached to the carpals all the way down here. You can't really see that, but so it's an extensor, it's being attached to the carpals, and it's on the thumb side where the radius is, so it's a radialis muscle. So extensor carpi radialis brevis. And then this muscle right here is extensor carpi radialis longus. When we rotate the arm again, we're back to the brachioradialis right here. So when studying these pay attention to which side of the arm you're looking at, where the muscles start and where they're being attached to. So you're going to see, okay, are these flexor muscles or are they extensor muscles first? Where are they being attached to? And then is it the thumb side or the pinky side? If it's on the thumb, most likely it's a radialis muscle. If it's on the pinky, it's an ulnaris muscle. So comprehend the information, don't just memorize them to memorize them. And another way you can retain it when you're practicing these, go around. So usually I find a muscle I can identify quickly, and that's usually the brachioradialis and the pronator teres. And then I just rotate the arm, and then I study this. So this is a flexor carpi radialis muscle. This is palmaris longus. And I go from there, and then I just rotate, which then brings me back to the brachioradialis and the pronator teres. Okay, so now we're going to move up into these muscles. I'm going to start with the biceps brachii. So when people flex their biceps, this is the muscle they're flexing, biceps brachii. And then this muscle right here, this is the coracobrachialis. And when we and then rotating the arm, we have the triceps brachii, which is this group right here, triceps brachii. And then the muscle is the brachialis. The triceps brachii, brachialis. So if you follow it down, if you follow the brachialis muscle down, you end up going towards the brachioradialis. So it's a like the brachialis muscle, and then it's on the thumb side. So then this muscle is the brachioradialis. So you can kind of connect the information there. Subscapularis muscle right here. And when we rotate this, we have the infraspinatus here. Then the teres minor, the teres major, and the deltoid muscle.